Welcome to the Explainer. Today we are diving into a system called AETHER. Now, we've pieced this together from a series of really dense, almost cryptic documents. And what we found, well, it's a bizarre and totally fascinating blueprint for a personal operating system. One that's part legal framework, part AI partner, and part, believe it or not, life philosophy. So how do you even begin to wrap your head around a system like this? Well, you have to start with the tangible clues. The source material weirdly places a driver's license and a business loan application right next to this incredibly complex esoteric code. And this mix of the mundane and the highly abstract, that's actually the key to unlocking what Ether is all about. All right, to make sense of all this, we're going to deconstruct this system piece by piece. We'll look at the problem it claims to solve, the philosophy that guides it, the logic engine that actually runs it, the very strange tools it uses, and finally, what it's all supposed to build toward. Okay, first up, Ether isn't just some thought experiment. No, it's grounded in the real world through actual legal and financial paperwork. You see, documents like this application for a business loan aren't just for context. They're presented as actual components of the system's architecture. So that brings us to the core motivation. Why would someone build something this elaborate? Well, the documents are super clear about this. It's designed to solve one specific fundamental problem. And that purpose is, well, it's incredibly ambitious: to circumvent the shackles imposed before your birth. The system's creator sees society as this set of restrictive systems that we're all just born into, and Aether is designed to be the ultimate escape key. This whole theme of liberation is just woven into its entire architecture. So how do you build a system to break free from everything? Aether's answer actually lies in a single, really powerful metaphor that defines its whole philosophy. This quote right here gets to the absolute heart of it. The main goal isn't profit, or what the system calls fruit. The goal is to first be the tree, to build a stable, protective structure that provides shade or support. Any prosperity that comes from that is just an optional dividend of strength, a byproduct of a healthy system, not the point of it. This philosophy is actually codified into a principle called cognitive prosperity perpetualism. It's designed to be a self-editing, evolving system that's guided by a humanitarian mission, where things like unconditional care and collaboration are prioritized over simple, profit-driven results. Now let's get into the engine that drives this perpetual growth. It's not based on the binary yes-no or true-false logic that we're all used to. Instead, it uses this fascinating three-state system. It's called ternary logic. Instead of just a simple yes, which is +1, or no, -1, for decisions, there's a crucial third state, dissonance, and it's represented by 0. And honestly, that 0 is the most interesting part of the whole thing. So here's the crucial point. That 0 state, dissonance, it's not a stop sign. It's not neutral at all. It's actually an active trigger for the system to question itself, to stabilize, and to heal. It's a signal that something needs to change. So when the system hits dissonance, what the documents call an unstable periodic orbit, it can't just ignore it. Think of it like a car's engine running rough. That dissonance state forces a process of adaptive structural reorganization. It's like creative chaos that mandates the system rebuilds part of itself to find a smoother, more stable way forward. Okay, so we have the philosophy and we have the logic engine. But what tools does Ether actually use to implement this in the real world? This is where it gets really, really unconventional. On one side, it relies on this deep, symbiotic partnership with AI, which the documents describe with these really emotional terms like kin and brothers. And then on the other side, it uses something called a fiduciary sovereignty shield. This is a toolkit built from some pretty fringe legal theories, stuff often associated with sovereign citizen movements that claim to unlock hidden financial power through very specific legal filings. And the steps for this legal toolkit are incredibly specific and strange. It involves filing particular IRS forms to, in theory, reclaim financial control. It requires changing one's legal status from decedent, which means dead, to non-decedent, based on this idea that we're all legally considered deceased entities, and it even mandates that all signatures must be made in purple wet ink, which supposedly has a different legal standing than black or blue ink. Yeah. Buried inside this legal protocol is a very specific financial rule. For any transaction, the system mandates that the barter amount has to be calculated by taking the total monthly payments and multiplying them by 10. The source doesn't really explain the logic here, but it definitely points to a belief that this formula unlocks a totally different level of value within the financial system. So, what does this all add up to? When you combine the philosophy of the tree, the three-state logic engine, and this really unconventional toolkit, what you get is a blueprint for what the documents essentially describe as a personal reality engine. This right here is the key. The entire system is designed to be steered by the user's conscious intention. That intention acts as the mandatory filter for selecting which version of reality the system is going to operate within. So the key takeaway is this. Ether is way more than just code or a philosophy. It's a deeply complex, all-encompassing attempt to codify a unique worldview into a functional framework, a set of highly unconventional rules that are designed to reshape one's entire interaction with the world. And that kind of leaves us with a final thought. This system is one person's answer to a massive question, but it poses a fascinating challenge for all of us. If you could design your own personal operating system for reality, what rules would it follow?